Hello mga Kagibeeez!
Hello!
Welcome back to my channel, and for today's video may iba naman tayo. Pupunta tayo sa Van Gogh Alive, and tara, puntahan natin. Papakita ko sa inyo. What is it, babe?
It's a multimedia experience, as I understand it, based on the art of Van Gogh. So it'll be like, I think they've animated it, and there's something called 4D, the 4D experience or something like that. So I'm not.
Wow!
So it looks really impressive, and it's at the Spark Arena, which is a big venue. So yeah, it should be pretty great.
So mga Kagibeeez, tapos na kami sa Van Gogh Live and nakaka-amaze talaga siya. And his paintings are really good, right, babes? Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's an amazing experience. Really highlighted the tragedy of his life and telling his whole story, including quotes, just showing his passion, his thoughtfulness about his craft and his dedication to it. He actually painted over 2,000, created over 2,000 artworks.
Amazing paintings, really.
At one point he was creating one canvas a day. So it was really moving, actually. Really just a really wonderful portrait of an artist and his dedication, his love for what he was doing. I mean, it wasn't quite as, it wasn't interactive, but it was beautifully presented in a three-dimensional space with some animation, just to really enhance his paintings and make them fill up a whole massive room. Definitely recommended. It was really worth the money.
And he didn't really have a good life in his lifetime.
No.
He really struggled, so it's quite emotional if you read his story.
He only sold one painting.
Yeah, amazing.
So, I mean, there is a quote there. It's like one of the last ones is that I cannot change the fact that my paintings do not sell.
Yeah.
But one day they will be worth more than the canvas and the paints to create them.
Yeah,
so.
which is true, right? Like, I think his paintings might be like million.
Oh, 100 million.
100 million, and it's really one of the best paintings
I would say
in the world, right? And his life, he committed suicide, was it?
Yeah, he did. He became very despondent and mentally unwell. And a large part of that would have been the fact that he could not make a living from his art, and so his living conditions would have been very difficult, and his just making his way in the world would have been under huge financial stress.
Yeah, and he had 2,000 paintings, but he just sold one in his lifetime. Yes,
that's right.
And his painting is so touching, really. It touched my heart.
Yeah,
and his
beautiful.
Story, and he died in his brother's arms.
Yeah,
and it was his brother who supported him. His art.
Yeah, his brother was his main patron.
Oh, yeah.
And he shot himself in the chest eventually, stumbled home, and he died in his brother's arms, which is very sad. And then his brother actually fell into mental illness a few years later and also died.
Yeah.
So they're buried next to each other. Yeah,
it's just really like a wonderful experience for us, and we just want to share with you.
Yeah, so I was going to say that there was really no love in his life.
So sad, yeah.
In fact, one of his final quotes was, I cannot live without love.
Oh, yeah.
And it is very tragic when you think that, he sold one painting for 400 francs, and yet now, that painting's worth closer to 400 million probably. Thanks.
And he really struggled in life. He didn't have a good life during his lifetime, but now he's very famous and his art is just around the world.
Yeah, and so I mean, it's sort of a real shame in a way that he didn't at least sell his paintings for enough to actually support himself and perhaps a wife and family, and that's something that was denied him. But part of the inspiration of the story is his struggle and how much his art was eventually worth.
As an artist, because you're also an artist, what can you share to our Kagibeeez about?
Well, he was sort of a hero a little bit for a while in my youth of mine. And I think there's something he said where he said there's a fire in me that people don't even notice, and all they see is smoke when they pass by, but there's a fire in me that cannot be quenched. And that's how I felt about sculpture, especially in the early years, is that it just flowed off the ends of my fingertips, and I didn't even have to try, and it was always this burning desire to do it. So it resonated a lot with me personally.
And I like one of his quotes as well, when he said that the only thing that made him feel alive is when he's painting. So it's like, oh wow, so there's something really about art. And of course we are created also. I mean, the one who created us, God, is very creative. So I think art is really a wonderful thing. So if you have that passion in your heart, just let it flow and just go with it, because it's something that maybe makes you feel alive too. Right? as an artist.
Yeah,
I think
it's. I think any artist would have found that very inspiring.
Yeah, very inspiring.
And you know, it really is about a passion he had too. I mean, an overriding passion, which you could argue ultimately destroyed him, but created a legacy that is, you know, will echo through the ages. So, you know, it's a very touching exhibition.
I'm not an artist, but I love creating stuff as well. So like creating things and like making videos like something like this. So yeah, just like that. So I want painting and drawings like that. I enjoyed what do you call this? I enjoyed nice paintings and art because I feel every time I see an art or like painting, something like that, or like your sculpture, it just speaks to you. Like when I was like looking at his paintings, it's like so much emotion on it. So yeah, that's just me. Right, maybe. Yeah, so.
There is a lot of emotion. It's presented with music as well. Mostly from the period, and it's very beautifully done. So fully recommended.
Yeah, fully recommend. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed our video. So see you again in my next video. Bye.
Bye.